All right,
All right,
folks.
folks.
Welcome to
Welcome
Debate
to
the
the big
News.
news.
Want to make sure you guys can hear me. Mic check, mic check, mic check. We're live, we're live, we're live. Hey, guys, let's get this thing going, man. I'm excited to be here. As always, do me a favor, guys. Ping your friends. Let them know that we're live, folks, on Debate the News. I'm excited to be here, as always, guys. We're excited to be on streaming on all the platforms right now. Hey, iHeartRadio. Well, not yet YouTube, Apple, iTunes, Amazon, Spotify. We're back, guys. So we're excited to be back after our little 2-year hiatus. Let's jump right into it. We got an exciting show for you today, and it's about Trump and a 3-year recap. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick intro and get right into it. Get it. Hey, guys, make sure you guys are sharing the room. Let everybody know that we're live, folks. Excited to be here as always, folks. Get it. You ain't nothing but a dog player. I get it. Fraud player. I get it. Understand. You ain't the man. You ain't the man. You ain't nothing but a dog. I get it. Dog. You ain't nothing but a player getting violated running that whole whip. Hey guys, welcome back, man. We're gonna be speaking about Trump. A 3-week recap of the job that he has done. I'm excited to be here, guys. Excited to be back. I'm thrilled to be back. Losing my patience. This ain't staying in Vegas. There's more sides to the story. I'ma tell everybody. Had your ass in court, side with your arm around me. Had your ass in first class with your burnt ass out in Abu Dhabi. Could've been a bitch, should've been, but you lost. Bet that you got it from me. Find a seat. I ain't playing this hide and seek. High school where you finally peaked. Hound dog couldn't find a treat. I'm a bad bitch, but dog player. I get it. Fraud player. I get it. Understand. You ain't the man. You ain't the man. You ain't nothing but a dog. I get dog. Make sure you guys are sharing the room. Let everyone know we're live. We're streaming live from Chatter Social. You leave all of your problems at the door to my city. You gon' need to tell my brothers where you from. And I still got empathy, and you gon' feel it for 2 weeks when I release you in them streets and keep my Nina in discreet. Keep the clean in my Jeep and put that Yeezy in your teeth. Let my D's off they leashes if you even think to speak. I'ma give a whole new meaning when you said you live in a dream. We could keep that sleeping. You gon' laugh at all your G's. Count them sheep. Talking about Z. R.I.P. Dog player, I get it. Fraud player, I get it. Understand. You ain't the man. You ain't the man. You ain't nothing but a dog. I get dog. Dog player, I get it. Fraud player, I get it. Make sure you guys are sharing the room. You ain't nothing but a I get it. 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 You ain't nothing but a
Let's get it, guys.
Hound dog. All right, I was waiting for that. Guys, once again, excuse me, I have a little I hit that late.
Connection tonight. Sorry about that, JB.
No. That was my fault. Actually, 100% my fault. I should have hit that earlier, and I was like, ah. But anyway, guys, welcome to Debate the News on this Friday, the 7th of February, 2025. Man, oh man, I'm happy to be back. That song, man, it brings back a lot of great memories. I'm going to miss it as we transition over to visual aspect or component of the podcast. We've been rocking with that song for quite some time, man, and it's dear to me. So, but we're gonna have to get our own music, man, and so I'm excited though, excited to be here. Today we're going to be speaking about Trump.
and the new administration. So he's been here about 3 weeks or so, guys, and just 18 days, but in that 18 days, he's done a lot. So I thought, me, myself, and the Debate the News crew, we got together. We said, hey, you know what? Let's speak about the job we believe that President Trump has done in those 18 days. So I'm excited to have this conversation. We got Marty Bird here. We got Storm. We have the whole crew here. Guys, we have Tirah and everyone here, guys, right now. Guys, I'm excited. So with that being said, folks, I want to dive right into this. Storm, are you here, my friend?
I'm here and I'm happy to go first because Tirah thought that, you know what, I was going to steal her lies. Well, I just don't steal lies, I just tell the truth. And I understood the assignment when you asked. We talk about a 3 week recap of how President Trump has done. And yes, I have 3 words: we are back. And we are winning, and we are winning bigly. The orange man that everybody seems to love is doing the things that should have been done 4 years in the previous administration. And so, what we are doing and what Trump is doing is undoing the damage of all the chaos that he created in our own country. And there's just a couple of quick things. I'm just going to run through them because, these are absolutely non debatable. They're facts. Number one, 90% of border crossings are down because all Trump has to say is very simply, if you come over here, we're going to deport you. The second thing is, I'm going to put a guy in charge named Tom Homan. If you're here illegally, get out now before we catch you. And now we're starting to see the ants, like you pour water on that pile, starting to flee and go back. Colombia says, we won't take it. Trump says, you better. And within 2 hours, they land those planes with illegal immigrants and deploy them back into their own country. We talk about tariffs. We talk about Mexico and drugs and illegal immigrants trying to get through the southern border. Trump says, shut it down or you're going to get tariffed. And sure enough, 10,000 agents from the Mexico side are helping to secure the American border. Now, let's move to executive orders. Women's rights are protected in sports once again. That was a no-brainer. Every single person agrees that women should be protected. Trump is making that come true. We've also got other things like Doge. And you know what? We're going to find out how deeply rooted and deeply corrupted our own government has been taking advantage of the American taxpayer. And we are uncovering a ton. You want to talk about $3.7 billion a day being found, wasted on condoms in Israel, on transgender surgeries overseas. You want to talk about peace talk. Zelensky's ready to come to the table and say, enough. We don't need war anymore. Putin is ready to come to the table and speak, I agree, because Trump is in power. This never happened under Biden. For 3.5 years, it has been a disaster. Israel, we welcome Bibi Netanyahu. And we talk about rebuilding Gaza, something that nobody else wants to touch. And now we're talking about peace deals and ceasefires over there. We bring Japan in today, and we talk about how to get along with our allies. And North Korea is in check. And they will do whatever it takes to make sure they're in the good graces of the Orange Man. So I could go on and on. I know Tirah's going to talk about today because she seems to think that today is one of those days. But another just quick note. Trouble in paradise for Fonnie Willis, Letitia James, Jack Smith, Alvin Bragg. Be careful who you try and investigate. Because when you falsely accuse the President of the United States of crimes, and guess what? When he becomes powerful, which he is in power right now, the AG has ordered investigations into all 4 of those individuals. So I'm very curious to see what happens there because you know what? When you try to go after a political enemy, expect to get justice served back to you. God bless America, and I rest.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
So, what Storm failed, of course, to mention is that many of the actions, and in fact most of the actions Donald Trump is taking, have been challenged and in fact stopped by the courts. Because what Donald Trump is doing, whether you agree with the policies or not, is very probably violating multiple laws. So let's talk about the pushback that's happening because what he's doing is illegal. And once again, I would have thought that Trump supporters would have wanted us to follow laws, but apparently it's laws for other, they want laws associated. They don't want to follow laws if they don't want to. That seems to be how it goes. So today, a judge appointed by Donald Trump put a temporary hold on the administrative leave that Trump wanted to give to 2,200 employees of USAID. If you remember, Trump basically has dismantled this agency, Trump and Musk, and decided to put 2,200 people on administrative leave. Trump judge says, wait a second, we got to look at this. It doesn't seem right to me. Okay. Last week, a judge had placed a temporary restraining order against the federal funding freeze that Trump had instituted. As you know, funding comes from Congress. The federal government, the executive branch, cannot just say, I'm just not going to give money to the people to whom Congress has already authorized it to be given to. Today, after that freeze was put in, today 23 state attorney generals filed a motion asking for the court to enforce the order. What they're saying is Trump is still freezing money in spite of the fact that there's a court order saying he cannot do this. So that's, to me, it's pretty interesting these things are happening. Today also 19 Democratic attorney generals, all Democrats, sued Elon Musk and Trump to stop them from accessing Treasury Department records that contain personal data such as Social Security and bank account numbers for millions of people. A lot of lawsuits. I don't know of one lawsuit that the Trump administration right now has actually won on or succeeded in having their arguments taken seriously, because they don't really have any. Another thing that happened today, one of my amusing, I think it's sort of funny, Trump fired a lot of people on the board of the Kennedy Center, announcing he's going to appoint himself as chairman. He's going to herald in a golden age in arts and culture. For those of you who heard Trump's music choices, we're going to hear Kid Rock and possibly Lara Trump for hours on end. I'm not impressed with Trump's musical choices. Yes, he's going to be playing the Village People all day, every day, and you guys will have to listen to this, okay? Finally, Trump has now issued an executive order allowing Afrikaners to enter the United States as refugees. No other country, no other minorities, etc., but Afrikaners who are white South Africans are being uniquely discriminated against. They're the people we should really be worrying about. Not speaking of Trump, today the wreckage of a Boeing airplane with 10 people on it was found. All 10 are assumed to be dead, and whatever, that's terribly sad. And Ye returned to X, praising Hitler, saying, I am a Nazi, I believe is one of his quotes. He's been posting all day long saying he doesn't like Jews, defending Diddy, and a lot of other things I really can't say on this broadcast. So that's what's been happening today. Donald Trump has been stopped by the legal system because what he's doing is illegal. Thank you.
Wow. All right, guys. Hey, Storm, thank you so much for your monologue. Tirah, thank you so much for your monologue, guys. There's lots of things that we can discuss here. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you to everyone here in the live audience with us tonight, debating the news. And I want to say thank you to everyone that's on Spotify, iTunes, Apple, Amazon, and Stitcher, everywhere else that is listening. The guys that are listening to this podcast, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you download the Chatter Social app, chattersocial.io. But you can go to your Google Play Store as well as your iTunes App Store. Download that and come join us live in the audience. We record nightly here, approximately 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So excited to be here, excited to be back, guys. After 2 years, we're back. And you know what? Appreciate you guys that continue to listen to the old shows while we were on hiatus. Guys, we never stopped doing the show. We just been here rocking out, not uploading it, and guess what? We decided to do so. So we appreciate you guys and all the great ratings and comments that you guys, reviews you guys have been leaving on our behalf. So I want to say thank you guys for that. But with that being said, 18 days into this administration, a lot of executive orders have been signed. Some of them may be good, some of them may be bad, some of them may be just ugly. And that's what we're here to discuss and debate tonight. Marty Bird, how's it going? First of all, Tirah mentioned that plane. We were discussing the plane earlier that disappeared outside of Alaska. Unfortunately, it's been found, and I think 10 souls were on board. Tirah, if I recall that
Yes,
correctly.
10 people, and they're all presumed dead. They found 3 bodies so far.
Yeah, and guys, so it's sad, you know, to have this happen. And once again, guys, I just hope that and I say this with all the respect due possible. I just hope that this accident is given the respect it's deserving and not politicized. I just want to put that out there. So, with that being said, Marty Bird, how you doing today, sir?
Doing absolutely amazing, my brother. How you doing tonight?
I'm on top of the world. I am on top of the world. I'm here. I want, what I think we want to accomplish tonight, and what I want to hear tonight from people is, I want to, first of all, I want people to give us a grade, okay? And when they give us a grade, after they give us a grade, I want them to then also give us, their impressions of the first 3 weeks in the Trump administration. So, Marty, I'm going to start with you.
I'll keep it short and sweet for you, man.
Okay, let's
If
do
you
it.
just want a grade and short impressions, at the current moment, I'll give him a B. Why do I give him a B? Because he's been keeping his word on everything he said he was going to do that I could care for, and that he practically said. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of things I don't agree with. Secondly, he's definitely coming after and opening up some truths that we need to hear. And yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting 4 years. I'm not going to lie to you. Trump is a character, but you know what? We're here, so we're going to figure it out. But I give him a B. I give him a B thus far, man.
All right.
Give him a
So,
B.
what good? Okay, a B. Obviously, you think he's done a lot of good with a B. So,
A B, yeah, I give him a B so far, man. It's only been, dude, it's been 18
what's the
days.
good though?
It's been,
What's the good? That's what I'm asking you. What's the good? I'm not letting you off the hook like that. Okay? That easily.
it's been 18 days.
So, but what's the good, Marty? You gave him a B. So if it's been
Yeah.
18
Oh no.
days,
What's the good? I mean, so far, what I think is good is I agree with the Panama Canal assertion. I agree with the way he's moving with the tariffs on China and Canada and Mexico. That we got some swift action on the border the moment he threatened some tariffs. I agree with what he's doing with ICE and removing some of these absolutely violent criminals that were let in up under this last administration. I completely agree with all of that right there. There's a few more things I wasn't quite ready for you to call me up first, but that's all. But those are several of the things that I do agree with. Now, the reason I give him a B, once again, he's hit and so far has acknowledged those things right there. And we're only 18 days in. So once again, that can change later. Who knows? It can go up and go down. But at the moment, like I said, we're only 18 days in, bro.
absolutely.
And Marty, don't forget TikTok now. He saved the day.
Yo, right? And and we're well, it's not a full save yet. I won't say it's a full
I
save
know.
yet, but at the same time, he is currently making moves. I mean, children were crying to their parents. Parents were even crying because TikTok was gone for a few hours. But hey, look at here. Trump brought it back, right? So hey, like I said, it's been 18 days, so that's where I stand with a B.
All right, absolutely. Anyone disagrees with anything Marty says? All right. So we have no one that disagrees with what Marty says. Okay, good stuff there. Uh, you know, I, I'm I myself, Marty. I don't want to give a grade yet. I just want to. You said, but who else is in that? Who else is in the room? Who else would like to speak? All right, good. So anyway, I will
Can I
speak.
clarify something that Mr. Marty said?
Go
Did
ahead.
he say that he agreed with the tariffs on Canada?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you.
100%.
Okay, I'll serve my opinions for later. Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, where I'm at with this, Marty, let me just say this right here. Um,
You should tell the audience that's our resident Acadian.
so what I want to do is what I'm trying to do, guys, is I'm actually trying to. I want to be fair. I want to be someone. I don't want. Ay, ay, ay. All right. So Marty, let me just say this right here. First and foremost, there's so many things that we can speak about when it comes to those tariffs and a lot of other things that you spoke about. And 10, are you there? 10?
Yeah, man, me there, man.
Did you hear what Marty say?
What she said about she's withholding her opinion. That's what she said.
No, 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 Marty. When he spoke about why he grading Trump as a B.
Oh, no, me never hear that.
Okay, you gotcha. All right.
Uh, uh,
So here's the thing. Right. Ten. What? Ten. My question for you is, what grade would you give this new administration right now, and why?
yeah, I would give it an F, and I tell you
An
why.
F. Okay.
I tell you why. Number one, it's a retribution presidency. Nobody never troubled the man, you know. The man broke the laws, and all we did, and all the people did was say, "Yo, you cannot break the laws, so you need to be charged." So what the man did now, he grabbed power and then used the presidency to exact retribution on the American people. No, you see what he did to the lady? The lady went fire from the Coast Guard. The man evict the lady from her house, right? Just because he considers her a DEI hire. What is that? And last, let me say this. The last thing I'm going to say is this. He's building out Guantanamo Bay for people who have places to go. So if him deport somebody from Venezuela, bring them to Venezuela. So who is he building Guantanamo Bay for? He's building it for black people because him challenge your birthright citizenship, black people. Are you my build it for? Him not like you. And because you vote against him, 79% of you voted against him. He's waging war against you. You understand me? So that's what I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Hide your wife, hide your kids.
Andrew, what you want to add something to that, Andrew?
Yeah, I
Where are
do.
you coming from?
Okay, so we're at war. Bro, what do you think is fixing to happen?
10.
Do you think we're about to hunt y'all down and you're going to get murdered because you're a different race or religion or creed or anything? Like, the United States of America is not racist. We
Where you come from?
actually lift up the entire world. So I don't know what you're smoking, but like it won't. Don't pass it to me.
Lift up the entire world. No, brother. You're contradicting yourself. You you sold us Trump saying that he's not a globalist. That's what you sold him. Okay? You sold him as a nationalist and you were proud about it. So we're talking about lifting up the world. Or you are big man, you are contradicting, you're a hypocrite. The man is over
I'm gonna
there.
do push-ups for you,
Hold on,
bro.
brother.
How many should I
You
do?
tell, dog,
50?
dog.
I got
Don't
50
tell me
push-ups
nothing
for
about
you.
no world, dog. Don't tell me nothing about no world right now. Trump is supposed to be America first. Him over there want to spend money on Gaza. He wants to spend money on Gaza, dog. Gaza is not America. He wants to take over Canada. Canada is not America. And Greenland. The man is a globalist. You understand me? He's about power grab. You fell for the okey doke and you don't want to admit it.
All right,
I
guys.
tell the man,
Look, someone
and
has
you
an
do it,
open
man.
mic as well. One second. Go ahead. Someone has an open mic and it sounds horrible, guys. We're getting feedback from it. Please. All right, let's make sure you guys be careful of that. I'm trying to be mindful of the listening experience of the people at home. You guys, I don't mind you speaking. Just open, jump in, and but do not leave your mic open. With that being said, Andrew, you were about to say something. Andrew, what were you about to say?
Jonathan, if you don't mind, I wanted to jump in on that if Andrew's not
Yeah,
available.
Storm, please go on because I got to finish my 50 push-ups for this nonsense.
All right, finish your 50 push-ups. 10. Hey, buddy, I know that you're over on Clubhouse, and I just got to say, I think one of the things I agree with is yes, if we don't put American interests first, we're definitely not going to be first. We're going to be last. I think Ricky Bobby has quoted that. So you got to understand a few things, my man. You know, our previous administration has not been America first. And so I think you would probably agree that when you talk about other countries and how much money we have given to other countries over the last 4 years, it's incredibly steep. Mexico, $295 million. Czech Republic, $324 million. Estonia, $334 million. Keep adding it up. We're now at $1 billion. Lithuania, 339 million. Poland, 375. Romania, 397. There's 2 billion. Bulgaria, 431 million. Tanzania, 471. Pakistan, $536 million. There is $1.4 million or 1.4 billion. I'm sorry. Colombia, 731 million. Philippines, 809. Somalia, $998 million. Lebanon, $1 billion. Iraq, 2.2 billion.
So the
Jordan,
point,
2.3 billion.
the point you're making.
Afghanistan, 6.1 billion. Egypt, 6.3. Ukraine, 2.6, and Israel, $8.5 billion. If you think that, you know what, you're worried about Gaza at this point, for us to rebuild Gaza and actually try and quell and hopefully create peace in an area that is one of the most conflicted in the world historically, you've got to be kidding me. We put an end to this and we're minimizing the amount of foreign aid, if not hopefully abolishing all of it that does not serve our interests.
Brother.
Because what I just mentioned, all of that does not serve the American interests. And if you're worried about one thing with Gaza, God bless your soul.
Let me say this real quick, brother.
Whew.
You do not know math. All of what you just added up is 0.0001% of the budget. That's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket to try to make sure that terrorists don't organize and come and shoot you. You understand me, brother? Let me say. I just really want to say this real quick. You heard what he said. He said, "Hey, us being over there with Gaza to rebuild this place, you know, and blah 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 blah. That's what Joe Biden was doing in Ukraine, and you guys scream from hell to high water, and say, yo, what we spend money over Ukraine for? Home, you said homeless people in San Francisco. Uno yell at us. No, you think that Donald Trump is going to spend any money on homeless people in San Francisco? You know what he's going to do? He is going to say California burn. He literally said California, I'm not going to send you any money for the people in house that burn down. You think he's going to spend any money on those homeless people? Give me a break.
I think you need to educate yourself, bro.
Let me say this. Let me say
Hang
this.
on, Andrew. I got it. Keep going, 10. Let's finish it up and we'll have a good back and forth. Go ahead, 10.
I am going to say this one last time. What you're slowly doing is walking back to the middle. You know who is in the middle? Us. That's where we have always been. But you went
That's a
radical
bunch of
right.
lies.
You went radical right because you wanted to do the we don't want to be over here to be balancing. You went radical right, almost burned the Capitol, and now you won the White House, and you're like, well, you know, we didn't
You're
really
not a
mean,
serious person,
we didn't
bro. Let
really.
Storm talk and teach
No,
you.
we're not going to allow you to do that. You stay over
You're
there on the
not a
right
serious
and don't come
person,
over here.
dude.
You want to pretty it up.
Go ahead.
Well, I'd like to jump in when I get a chance. Thank
I'm
you.
just going to respond to
All
10
right,
and
let's
then
get.
Tara. I'd love just to get you in here as well, because obviously I would much more rather talk to logic than I would what I just heard, because I don't think anybody understand what 10 was trying to say.
That would be called illogical, but go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. So I can't really address the things because he actually talked in circles, but I would say that, yes, we are concerned about American security. And one of the things that we've done is we've made sure and shut the border down for the last 4 years and damage of the 20 million people that are now here illegally and trying to get them out. When you talk about Joe Biden trying to make peace in Ukraine, you can't be giving billions of dollars. I think it's a tune of $157 billion. That wasn't to build Ukraine. That was an offensive for Russia. So, Andrew, I'd like to get you in here because I believe that, you know what? Um, this guy pretty much doesn't have an argument that you can actually argue logic to. He's basically talking in circles. So, Andrew, was there anything that you wanted to say to
know what,
10? And then we'll get Tirah.
You know what? Where you at, bro? Because the last I checked, this is the only country on the planet that millions of people are trying to invade our borders to be a part of this society and our culture. There's no one's trying to invade Iran, dude. There's not another country on earth people are trying to get into. So, with all due respect, go F yourself before you try to tell me how awful we are for just taking care of our own country.
Okay, let me say this, brother Andrew. You're talking foolishness again. Let me say this again, brother.
I
None of
love how you
no,
then
hold on.
educate
Let me
me,
say,
good
hold on,
sir.
brother. Take the pen right now. None of you have met
What
any of those.
country do you live in?
None of you have met any of those 20 million immigrants that came across the
Tim,
border
what
over the
country
last
do
50
you
years.
live in?
None of you have met any one of
What
those
country
people.
do you live in and
Okay,
how many
how
people are
many?
trying to get there?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The only immigrant you have met is me right now. That's the only immigrant
Bro,
you have.
you are
Okay.
not the only
You,
fucking
you, you, you
immigrant
you
I've
know what I'm
ever met
saying?
in my life. Are you kidding me?
You
I don't know who
know,
you think
okay.
you're talking to.
Okay. Well, let me say this, brother. Those 20 million people that came across the border, which one of them came to your house or come near to your house and beg you for food? Not one of them. You only,
No,
let me tell you
I'm gonna
something.
let
Let me,
Storm pick it up from here because I got push-ups to do for you.
yeah,
I'm
do your
gonna do
push-ups
another
and go and go do
100 for you because
go
you're
and go do your push-ups
nonsense.
and talking foolishness.
Ay, ay,
Boom,
ay.
Andrew.
Yo, so Tara, you were waiting to jump in there, Tara. Tara, let's get you in there, Tara.
Yeah, so, okay,
Andrew is
so,
kicking y'all ass.
no, Andrew's just being silly, but listen, the thing is, if the United States forcibly removes Gazans from Palestinians from Gaza, there will be worldwide repercussions. Not just diplomatic, people saying no or we can't do this in the world courts and all that stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about terrorist activities against United States citizens. Because if you saw when Israel was accused of doing atrocities in Gaza. You saw the millions of people who rose up around the world, etc. Imagine if the United States basically sort of just moves Palestinians to a place where they don't wish to be. We would be much less safe overall. I think we would all be terrified to go to almost any country because we would all be at risk because this is something that I would say, except for Israel and the United States, no one else has approved or agreed to. So I think that's something that really needs to be discussed, whether you think it's a good thing or not. It would be terrible for the security of most Americans if this were to happen. We would all be at risk, I'm telling you right now, in this country and outside of this country. So if you ever want to travel again, you should think about that sort of thing. Thanks.
Hide your wife, hide your kids. I mean, what do you guys think is really going to happen under this Trump administration? It's unbelievable. Tara, I'm going to do another 50 push-ups for you for that nonsense. I'm going to do
Andrew,
another 50 more
Andrew, you
push-ups
have
on
not
saying,
actually, you're not making an argument. You're just sort of
no,
saying stupid things. Make a logical argument. You
just
accuse
because you're
someone
an
else of not
attorney
making a
doesn't mean
logical
you're right.
argument, but you're not making an argument. You're just sort of saying nonsense. Tell me why
I'm
we
going to do
wouldn't be at
push-ups
risk
for you,
around the
50 of them.
world.
No,
Tell me
it's not
why we
my
wouldn't be at
job.
risk.
Go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead, Andrew. Andrew going once. All right, Andrew going
Okay,
twice.
no. That's fine. What is everyone complaining about here? The United States of America, which is the greatest benefactor in all human history to the world, is
Okay.
that what we're complaining about?
Well,
I'm sorry,
actually,
my dad mode just kicked in.
So, Andrew, it's Diana again.
I
What
love you,
people,
Diana.
I
Long
love
time.
you too, buddy. So, what people are complaining about that Tira was talking about was how President Trump is saying that the U.S. is going to literally take over Gaza. And so, there are Arab nations that have been quite vocal
Okay.
about condemning Trump's proposal, and therefore
Well,
some people are frightened that it could stir up some wars around the world. That's what we're concerned about. Have you heard about that?
believe me, I have, and I've read about it and studied it more than you have in your life. I
And
promise.
that's not going to happen in the next 4 years.
It won't happen.
So
Not
can
That's
you?
right.
absolutely not.
Who does Gaza belong to? That's a rhetorical question. Don't try to answer it. Don't try to answer it. Gaza is the land of Canaan. If you've ever read your Bible, okay? If you've ever read the Bible, which is the greatest historical account of all humanity on earth, period. If you disagree with me, I don't even know where to start with you, okay? Then the Gazans, okay, it's never been a Palestinian state in all of human history. It's never been. They have a few choices. They can either, uh, well, first off, who does the land belong to? It either is Egypt. Egypt doesn't want it, or it's the English. The Brits don't want it, or it's Israel. That's who's third in line. Israel wants it, and they cultivate the land, and they want it. They work their asses off to make it better. But you know what? You cannot live with a group of people who just want to kill you all the time. And I will just say this, and this is not me being an asshole, guys. Okay, if the Palestinians want their own territory, then these are their options. They can have their own territory just like the Native Americans do in America right now. Okay, they can also conquer Israel. That's not going to happen. They can also try to conquer Iran or Iraq. That's not going to happen. Or they can try to conquer the Hashemites in Jordan. It's not going to happen. The
Yeah,
Palestinians.
yeah.
I'll land there, JB. I love you,
Yeah,
man. I'm just.
Andrew,
Did he say
I
bring him
read
to the
about this too
U.S.?
much, guys.
no,
I
no,
do have
look.
something for Tira, though, to wrap up Andrew's point, if that's
No, hold
okay.
on, wait, because he talking about they can have a reservation. So what he's
Yeah,
saying that,
that was such a successful thing that I'm sure most Native Americans feel really happy about their forcible displacement from their
yeah,
No,
native country. I
I'm
mean,
not going to
Andrew,
apologize for them
really?
now.
I can't
It's not
believe
your
you're
job either.
raising this as a comparison. Really? Gosh.
yeah, Andrew, let me just say this right here. When you say it again, first of all, that means that we had to bring them all here, okay? And
That's not a true statement, JB. Why would you? Why does that? Why is that necessarily the case?
what's that? Bring them here. You just said if they
Yeah,
got
yeah,
have a
yeah. No,
reservation.
no, no. How come? How come? If they have to be displaced, how come they necessarily have to come to the United States?
You
I don't
just
think
He
they
said
should.
reservation,
you
dude.
said reservation here in the United
No,
States
man.
among.
It's like a reservation in the territory of Israel.
You just said here,
So
okay?
So, okay,
Israel
then
is
I
going to
misspoke.
put them
That's
in
fair.
Israel?
Then I
So so
understand your.
so so wait. So you're saying bring Hamas and everyone else over into Israel, right? Bring it, just put them right past the
Yeah.
border,
No,
right?
you know what? That's not what I was saying. But the laugh that's in your voice as you ask that question is so fucking funny. That's why we all understand there cannot be a two-state solution in Israel. It's Israel's fucking land. You cannot have an Indian reservation in the United States where you constantly try to scalp every fucking American citizen that you come across. We're just
Andrew,
not
you
going to get
sound
along
really,
like
really
that.
crazy right now. Like, let me
I
jump in
love
here.
Rochelle.
You,
I
yeah,
love that you
yeah,
think that sounds crazy.
yeah. You sound crazy,
I
and do
love
some
that you think
push-ups
that's
and
crazy.
drink some coffee
because you sound crazy right now. Like, are you really
Let's
referring to
go.
Native
Let's
Americans and
go.
scalping? Are
I'm
you
gonna just
serious?
listen to you.
You
I'm
think
gonna
that
just listen to you. I'll do push-ups for
you think
you.
that the Palestinians does not have a right to their land
No,
when it's
th-
Hamas?
I
They're
didn't
the
say that.
ones that's doing something that's evil. It's not the Palestinians.
I
So
love that you just said that. I
you
100%
think
agree
that
with
they
you on
should be
that.
displaced and that they should be placed all over wherever. You have people in their own region
See,
saying
I
that
got you.
they don't want
No,
them, they're not going to accept them,
you
that
think
they should
I'm
be able to stay
disagreeing with
exactly
you?
where they are. You think that it's okay that Donald Trump wants to go over and turn their
And
Gaza
whoop the shit
Strip
out of
into
Hamas? Yes.
into a resort? You think
The
that's okay?
Riviera. He called it a Riviera. Yes,
You think that's
absolutely.
okay?
Yes, I do.
But you believe in America first and him worrying about America, but you think it's okay for him to worry about
Absolutely.
what's going on in other
Yeah,
countries,
I
right?
don't think you know how to connect world politics to America.
No, no, I don't think you know how to connect it because you sound
Wow. I
absolutely
love
asinine
that
right
you think
now.
that. You know what? I'm going to
Literally,
do 50 more
Donald
push
Trump
ups for
gets a
you.
whopping F from
No,
me
no.
with everything
You
that
can
he's
talk to anyone
doing.
else.
He's not following
Hold on,
protocols.
Andrew.
He's not following procedures. He's going outside of the law, which is why you have all these things being rescinded or put a halt to and tied up into the court system. And you guys think it's okay. You guys think it's okay what he's doing is rounding people up. I mean, you literally have people out here. Y'all heard about the people that's out here mimicking that they're from ICE in certain
Yeah,
states?
yeah,
Have you guys
I
heard
absolutely.
about
have
that?
not
Yeah,
heard about that.
Have you heard about
Philadelphia.
that?
Educate
Yeah, I
me.
Yeah,
have.
well, you know what? You weren't that
They-
mad when it was happening under Obama's administration, but hey, you know what? Let's get mad about it now.
Well, you want to bring up Obama and stuff? Yes, he
Why don't
deported
you
people
cam
the
up if you
correct
want to
way
talk to me
when
anyway?
there was legislation
Otherwise, I'm camming
that was
down.
on the border. It's the Republicans' fault that these immigrants that came here illegally across the border because they killed their own legislation when a piece of
Oh,
legislation
did you
expired.
really?
It's their fault, their
Okay,
legislation. They
Let her
killed their
land.
own legislation more
Well,
than
what
once,
then?
and that caused the influx. And guess what? Have you guys heard that Donald Trump wants to go back and add Title 42 back? Did you guys hear about that?
I'm going to do
Have you
50
guys heard
more
of
okay,
that?
one
push ups
second,
for
The
Andrew. One
you.
same
second,
Title
Andrew.
42 that
One second.
expired due
All
to
right,
COVID. Have you
Rachel.
guys heard about that?
Okay,
That's
you know what? We'll
250
talk about
push
it.
ups on
One
cam I
second.
got to
One
do
second,
tonight.
Andrew.
Thank you.
Andrew, one second. One second. Okay, so Rachel, this is the deal, right? And I love how
Mm-hmm.
you pulled that old, you know,
It's not old. It's what
campaign
happened.
trail. You
It's
pulled
what
that old
happened.
campaign.
It's what
Rachel, hold
happened.
on. Hey, hold on. 1 second. Let me go. We let you go.
Yeah, well, go
Let me
ahead and
get it
go, but
off.
you're not gonna sit here
Yeah,
and
yeah,
walk
yeah.
out just pulling something. It's what actually happened. And if you
Rachel,
want me to prove it, I'll
come
prove
on,
it like I
come
proved
on.
it then.
Hey, come on, man, come on. Bring it down, please. Let's do that. Now, secondly, Trump came into office and immediately took action at the border. You continuously bring up the fact that the Trump killed this bill. He wasn't in office, but he got with all the Republicans. He told them to kill the bill because if he didn't, it was going to ruin his chances of winning. Yada yada yada. This, that, and the third. For absolutely 4 years, people were walking across that border unlike anything we've ever seen before. Now, at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, I'm not speaking against the migrants who are working here or anything like this. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the absolute mass caravan of people we watched walk across our borders for 4 years, and the
Mm-hmm.
Democrats had the audacity to say that the only reason they could not shut the border down and the only reason they couldn't stop giving migrants hotels and money to stay in and money to spend was because Donald Trump killed a bill. Are
I don't
you
think anybody
absolutely?
said that.
Let me. No,
Nope,
no.
nobody
One
in the
second. Let me
cities where
finish.
they are
Rachel,
said that. So
Rachel,
you're embellishing. But go ahead.
Rachel. I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
finish.
But
I'm
you're
going to
lying. You're
finish.
embellishing.
Now,
Go ahead.
ma'am. I'm going to
Sir,
finish.
go ahead.
Secondly, you guys come out that absolutely terrible talking point for absolutely the entire campaign trail.
It's
This
not a
guy
talking
comes
point,
into
it's
office.
fact.
1 second. This guy comes into office and instantly changes at the border, right? But we sit here and blame it on a single bill. Now, the thing is, when we talk about immigration and how families are being deported, this, that, and the third, you want to get upset now? You want to be upset now, right? Because Donald Trump is doing this. Listen, I'm sorry. The majority of people who are making this uproar on TikTok weren't doing the same thing 8 years ago. That's all I'm
Absolutely.
saying.
Okay, well
Uh,
let me jump in and say this. The
yeah.
bottom what you saying, Jonathan?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, I want to make
Yeah.
sure we move the mic around. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So, in respect to what's going on at the border and stuff, it is fact that Title 42 expired once COVID was lifted. That's fact, whether you want to accept it or not. It's fact that legislation was created to secure the border. And it's fact that Republicans killed their own bill. The first one they killed it because there was funding in there for Ukraine. They took the funding out and did a separate spending bill. We all know for the three places they did it for. So the second bill, they killed their own bill once again. So that's when Joe Biden resorted to executive order to limit, because he could not stop the number of people coming across the border. Everything that Donald Trump is doing, just like he did the last time, was fought in court and they won in the courts against what he had done through his executive order. So because Biden did things the correct way and Donald Trump choose to do things the incorrect way, does not mean that Donald Trump did what Biden could not do. And let's not forget, when you look at the deportation numbers, Biden deported more people than anyone going back to 2014. You remember that, Marty? We talked about it. So it's not like he was letting people just come over here. He was deporting them at the same time as they were coming over here. So that's what the facts are. So no one's saying, oh, all of a sudden in the past 8 years, this is what we care about, don't care about. No, we're
Absolutely.
talking about democracy, the rule of law, and doing things in accordance with the Constitution and the three branches of government, and how he's throwing everything against the wall, fast and fury, usurping everything,
Thank you
and
so
it's
much. No,
ending
no,
up
no.
in the court system.
Nope.
Period.
All right.
Thank you. Thank no. Nope. Thank you. Thank you. So, guys, real quick, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, guys. Welcome to debate the news, man. I am, like I said, first and foremost, man. We are back. We're happy to be back. So, I want to say shout out to everyone that's listening to us on Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, and everywhere else, guys. Happy to be back. Happy to be here. And today, right now, what we're speaking about is just we're doing an assessment of Trump's past 3 weeks in office. He's been in office for approximately 18 days. Want to go with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, we want to give him a grade and see exactly what he has done. And Cindy, I see you there. What kind of grade would you give Trump right now? And what is it? Name some of the things that he's done that you like, that you like. You know, we were on the phone today, and I spoke about that tax loophole. I actually did some research on it. And
What'd you come up with on the taxes?
oh my God, it's huge. It's huge.
Can
I
you name
mean,
them?
huh?
Let's name them.
Can we name? Can you name? Let's not. I want you to name. That's not my job. It's your job.
No,
uh,
you said that you are not biased on one side, so list them.
okay. So Cindy, some of the things that we spoke about was the no tax on overtime. Okay. We spoke about the no tax on tips, and we spoke about the deferred
No tax on Social Security.
Social Security. I forgot about that. That's a big one. And the deferred what is it called? Deferred tax, or what is it, Cindy? That the hedge fund earners,
And the venture capitalists? You
well,
mean
Vince,
you mean the billionaires that Trump tries to save all the time? That only pays
yeah,
20% in income taxes? That's going to go to 38%? You mean
yeah.
that conversation?
Actually, yeah, exactly.
Well,
That
let's talk about
conversation
that.
there.
Everybody
What?
says that Trump is for the billionaires and multi-millionaires, right?
Yeah,
That
it's
doesn't
called the
that ring
carry.
with that?
It's called the carry interest deduction loophole. The
Correct.
carried interest deduction loophole, and it's one of those loopholes that gets them from paying, I guess, roughly 39
Yeah.
percent interest or whatever
38% to
d-
20%.
down to 20%. So
Right.
so essentially, he's doubling their taxes. So
No,
and
he's
it's
reinforcing what was supposed to be implemented from the beginning.
yeah, well, exactly. But here's the thing, and they use the loophole to
But
get through it.
everybody says that Trump's for the multi-millionaires and the billionaires, right? Let's not
Yeah,
even go billionaires, okay? Just go multi. What's a multi-millionaire to you?
I don't know, 100, about 200 million.
Yeah, 200 million, 300 million, 400
Yeah,
million, 500 million, 6, 7, 8,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, these guys, well, believe it or not, they were getting a tax break. They were paying 20% when they should have been paying 38, 39%. So and using this that
which
that
is going to
loophole.
cause a ruckus on Wall Street for sure. But everybody says Trump's for the billionaires and the multimillionaires. Well, how's that if he's implementing that law?
Yep. Well,
If he's going to implement that tax law on them, how is that protecting his boys?
yeah, once again, and that's good. It's a good thing, guys. Once again, yeah, and you got to give it to them. It's called, like I said, the carried interest tax deduction loophole, and they've been using it now. To be fair, Trump said he's going to get rid of it last time he was here. He didn't, and Biden came in and said he's going to get rid of it, and he didn't.
Correct.
Okay, so now Trump is like, I didn't get rid of it last time, didn't get around to it. I guess he thought he was going to do it in the second term, but now he's doing it now, and
He's going to
that's
waive the salt tax on the
yeah.
blue states that got hurt.
Mm-hmm. So
I actually have a 5 point list, if that's
are
okay.
you, Scott? I'm a little afraid of your list because your list is a little biased, but let's hear him. Let's hear him.
Well,
That's why I didn't list them because you'd say
no
the same
tax
to
on
me.
tips. Tips. Hold
Okay,
on. All
I,
right.
I
No
agree with
tax
that.
on tips.
That's real. Go ahead.
No tax on Social Security benefits.
I
That's
already
real.
said
Go
that.
ahead.
No tax on overtime pay.
Yep.
That's real. We said that. Go ahead.
Renewal of 2017 tax cuts. And
That's
I
what
can.
wait,
The
wait.
tax cuts from the Jobs Act of 2017 are being renewed, which previously reduced personal income tax rates.
Nah,
And
that
finally,
tax cut actually hurt that hurt the middle class. But go ahead.
How does that hurt the middle class?
Cindy, come on, it's been
no,
proven
I
that
would like
hurt.
to know too.
But
No,
no, no, no.
I'm
I want to be
asking.
educated.
Wait. I wanted to get all five.
Okay, last one is elimination of special tax breaks for millionaires. Example,
Well,
sports team owners. This targets specific tax advantages enjoyed by owners of sports teams.
Got him.
no,
Enjoyed by owners of sports teams. I got a phone call.
And
These
Jonathan, why
measures
do
are
you think
designed to
that he's
increase
doing the
the
tax
take
for the
home
sports
pay for
teams?
many
Hold on, one
Americans,
second.
particularly those in the middle class. However, these tax policies would need to be passed by Congress to become law, as an executive order alone cannot change the tax code. Mr. Bing, is that sufficient?
no. Those are right. You did things you did things that are right. I mean, you didn't put out any false information. So
That's my
yeah.
guy there, Scotty cooking. Keep going.
That's all I
Um,
have.
no,
Jonathan, why do you think he want to put the tax on the billionaires with the sports teams?
you tell me.
He's
That,
eliminating it, Rochelle.
He's not putting it on. He's eliminating.
Eliminate.
So what's your answer
I didn't
now?
hear. No, I didn't hear what you said, Barth. I thought that's what you said.
Well, you're the only one. I'm sorry, Rochelle. You
It's
must
okay,
have your
Bart.
Angry Bird hat on.
I do.
All right, yeah, so it's eliminated, Rochelle. But Bing, I would love to know how the Jobs Act of 2017 hurt the middle class, or this, that's, I'm interested in that.
well, yeah, absolutely. It actually was skewed, very skewed towards the rich. Okay, and there's so much that happened. I didn't actually do my research on that, but I can go ahead and grab it. Matter of fact, here. Matter of fact,
Well,
I'll
then
grab
don't
it.
bring it up if you don't have
No,
the
no, no.
research on it.
Okay, I just put skewed. I hit
Ah!
a the 2017 Trump tax law was skewed to the rich. I'll put the link up. Expensive and failed to deliver on its promises. Okay, so a high stakes tax policy debate will accelerate this year through the 25 pending. Let's go ahead. What was skewed towards the rich? Households with income in the top 1% will receive an average tax cut of more than 60,000 in 2025, compared to the average tax cuts of less than $500 for households in the bottom 60%, according to the Tax Policy Center. So once again, here,
I didn't hear Jobs Act at all.
no,
That's not the middle
Is
class,
that part of the
Biden.
Jobs Act
That's
of
the middle class
2017?
makes more money than that. So go ahead.
no. One second here. So I'm going to put this up here. What do you mean Jobs Act?
That is the bill that he renewed.
No, you
The
said the
Jobs
tax
Act
cut.
of
You said,
2017,
all right.
which, oh, hold on. Was that article written by Politico? Just kidding. I had to get that in there. No, renewal of 2017 tax cuts. The tax cuts from the Tax Cuts and the Jobs Act of 2017 are being renewed.
The tax cut. This is what we're talking about. We're not talking about the. I'm not talking about jobs. And once again, there you go
No, no,
again.
no. Bing, it's called the Jobs Act of 2017. That was part
You
of a
said
tax
tax
break.
cuts. Okay, you're talking about. So we're talking about something totally different. All right, go ahead.
No, no, no. There's a tax break, and I can look it up. But I thought you knew what it
No,
was.
I just put it. I put it in the chat. It's in the chat. But go ahead. All right. Yeah, no, guys. And once again, that Cindy that carried interest deduction.
Yeah. What about it?
I think it's a great thing.
Well, it definitely takes his feet underneath away from him when all the Democrats say, oh, he's only for the rich. Well, you just swallow that one.
Yep.
How's that big apple down your
Now,
throat
let's
there?
see
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happens with that and how
They
much
got
he
many
pushes
more to
for
go,
which.
Tara,
Cindy.
One second. One
Tara,
second.
No,
it
Cindy,
doesn't
I'm
matter. It's
saying
Tara.
I
It's getting
understand what
Hopefully,
he's
Congress
saying,
passes it.
but it depends on how much he pushes for which individual portion, as you know. So right now, for example, I would argue that Social Security should be means tested. I mean, if I don't understand why you would not pay taxes if you have, $1 billion a year. Why wouldn't you pay taxes on Social Security? So some of these things I assume will change because it doesn't make
Do you think
sense.
billionaires care about their social security checks,
No,
Sergio?
they probably don't, but what I'm trying to
Okay.
say is there should be a means test, right? Doesn't everyone agree? I mean, if you were making 500,000 and you don't need, you shouldn't be, you could pay taxes on Social Security.
Why should people pay tax on social security when they've paid into social security their whole entire life? Tell me
I
why.
fucking love that.
Why
That's a
should they
Exactly.
pay
great
Let my
question.
taxes?
lady cook.
Okay, when you have paid into your social security, by the way, the whole way through you are paying your taxes, right? You should just get your social security check, period. And by the way, by not taxing social security helps a lot of elderly people. A lot. That little
I was just sort of saying there should be a maximum income at which you would pay the
well,
taxes because it
that
doesn't really matter. And why not? Why would you give a freebie to people who don't need it?
because you can't stop picking and choosing, Tara. Okay?
Whole
If
tax
you're
code
gonna
is
waive the
picking and
taxes on
wait,
social
our whole
security,
tax code is picking and choosing. We have loopholes for, billionaire. We have also real estate gets
and
among
we
the
also
biggest tax
know, do you know,
loopholes,
Tara, that
so
most
everything
billionaires
about the tax
don't
code is picking and choosing. So
do
that's a
you
silly
okay, but
argument.
do you know that most billionaires don't even take social security?
And
They
then they
don't even
want to pay taxes on it, will they?
they don't even take it, Tara. And especially multi-millionaires, they don't take it either. You think a guy worth 200, 300 million is taking his social security check?
I
Really?
have no idea who's taking
No,
what. I think there are probably
no.
plenty of people who are
Well,
taking
let's
it.
say I live in a world where there's very wealthy people, right?
And I know wealthy people too, and some of them take it because they think they're entitled to it. It depends.
Get her, Cindy.
Well, that's because Democrats take, take, take.
Take, take, take. Take that, take that.
I mean, what's social security
What?
maxed at? If you pay the full amount through most of your career, what are you getting on a what's the most you get on your social security check? I forget the number. Kara,
Cindy,
I don't know.
I don't know.
isn't it
But
$1,300 is the most?
No, a month, 1,300? No, no, no. It's a
No, no,
lot more
no,
than that.
No, the
3,800.
maximum. No,
The
in
maximum.
2025,
If you
the
paid,
maximum
it's
is
2,800. What is it?
no. It's actually
Gave her, what
5,000.
gave
$5,100.
51. Yeah,
3,100?
it's
5100.
5,100.
No,
Okay.
it's
Do you
5,100
think
and
a
270.
billionaire or somebody that's worth 4, 5, 600 millionaire, 6 is really concerned
So let me
about
ask you something.
5,100?
Let me ask you something. If you're so convinced of this, then why, if they're not taking it and they're just rejecting free money, then why wouldn't you say,
They don't
okay, if you make
care.
X?
But you
No,
know
I'm
what?
saying, what difference
Hey,
would it
but
make? Why
Tira,
wouldn't you
the,
say
the,
for
the
those
truth
people?
is they paid into it. So are they entitled to it? Yes, they are. And yes, it should be tax free. You can't just start picking on what you want. Okay, well, you make this amount of
Oh,
money.
we have income limits for everything, okay? Tax rates are based upon income.
Tara,
Everything is based upon income.
how
So
many
for you to
people?
say, oh, that's not fair,
Okay,
when the
again,
whole tax code is
how
not
many
fair in many
billionaires,
ways.
how many billionaires are in America? Google that,
Again, no
Marty.
idea.
Right. But it's a very small number, extremely small. How many, Marty? Please Google it.
I'm sorry, I was laughing. Oh God! In the U.S., we currently have about 715. Well, that was back in 23, so probably less than
So
800.
what's it, 1,000 now?
less than probably
156,
less.
Okay, so let's hold
Says
on.
156.
Let me give
1,050.
you 1,000
Or
people that are
1,050.
billionaires.
1,000. I'm sorry. Yes,
Okay.
1,050.
All right.
1,050
I'll
after
give you, here,
2023.
take
So
1,100.
Yeah.
Take 1,100. Let me be generous, okay? How many people live in our country?
300 and something million.
Oh my God.
330 million.
Oh my
300.
God.
Yeah.
And we're going to worry about 1,100 people?
What do you mean?
Doesn't that sound a little asinine,
Wait,
Tara?
wait. When you
No,
say
no, 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 no,
worry,
no, no, no. Cindy, stop. When
I
you stop,
love that
wait,
question,
because
Steph.
those that 300 people, I mean, whatever 1,100 people, they in terms of the wealth and income, they make up a large percentage of that. So what do you
Okay. Well,
mean?
how'd they get there? Did they just roll out of bed and become billionaires?
Okay.
No,
That's
no,
a fair
Jonathan, I'm
No,
asking
no,
a
question.
no,
Answer
question.
the question,
The
Debbie. That's a
no,
fair
no one,
1,150
no
question.
one,
people,
no
did
one is
they
denying that
roll out of bed and become billionaires? A lot of
some
these
have,
guys
some did,
self-made.
some did, some have.
Generational wealth, most of that generational wealth from the Yankees, they blew it. Okay? They blew it. I think there's one family that's kept the waterfall system. You know what the waterfall system is?
No, I don't.
Marty, Google the waterfall system.
To be
All
fair,
right.
I don't know what that is either.
I know most people don't. Hey Ray,
Okay.
um, oh, what's the family's name that did the
Okay.
waterfall system?
Hey,
Isn't
What?
it being able to
can
pass
I
the
just
wealth
quickly say
it's a
this has
project.
been way
Yeah.
more of a better
There's
conversation than the
actually
last two
one
nights.
family that started the wall fall, the waterfall
Waterfall.
system. Rockefellers, maybe.
Okay.
It
Uh,
was the Rockefellers.
am I right?
Okay. Yep.
Yes, you were correct.
Okay, so the Rockefellers are the only ones left with that type of wealth, only because he was smart enough to set up the waterfall system. And Marty, if you'd like to explain it, because you're on a computer and I'm not, you can read it and make people understand what that is. That is real generational wealth that's been saved. Okay? Most of that, the rest of them,
So
they're blown
basically, in
away
the
by
short
now.
term, in the shortest Reader's Digest, what is the waterfall concept? The waterfall concept is a strategy where a parent or grandparent uses a tax exempt permanent life insurance policy to accumulate wealth tax deferred, then transfers it to their child or grandchild as a
And
gift
then
without
they
tax consequences to
then
use
they
throughout
have
their
to take
lifetime.
and then
Gotcha.
they
Yes.
have to take a life insurance policy.
Gotcha.
And their
Gotcha.
life insurance
I
policy,
think that's
when
still in effect today.
hold on,
Okay.
on upon death, pays back to the family. That money
Okay.
goes back, right? So Marty dies, right? And he's the grandfather. Sorry, you're the grandfather, you're the great grandfather, the great great grandfather, whatever you want to call it. He dies, that money goes back in his on his death. Any money that he insured himself for, his life insurance money, goes back into the family trust. Then I'm born and then I die, and then the life insurance money on me goes back into the family trust. And then Daphne's the third generation. She comes in, life insurance, she dies, all that money goes back into the trust.
All
So
right.
it's millions and millions of dollars, then compound that with interest and over time. That is why the Rockefellers are still a very extremely wealthy family.
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
rest of the
Folks, one second. One second. One
Yankees
second. One second.
that built wealth
Mm-hmm.
blew it by the
I,
third generation and fourth generation. Because
I,
what was their jobs, Jonathan? What
to
were they
spend them.
called?
They
What
don't
were
want
they
to spend the
called?
money.
They were called socialites.
Yeah.
They didn't
So,
work. They were just socialites. That was their career, to be a socialite. Well, the money finally drained out. So most of that generational wealth is gone.
all right. Real quick, guys. Yeah, absolutely, guys. So we're gonna keep. Hey, Cindy. So what was your grade? You never gave us your grade.
My grade on Trump?
Yes, so far.
I don't know. I can't really
Just
answer
give
that
them a
right now.
B. It's
No,
okay.
no, I can't answer it right now because I got to see what really actually pans out. So I have to wait to see
No, we're
after
talking about for the
15.
first 3 weeks. The grade for the first 3 weeks is what we're asking
What
for.
I like about what he's doing, he's moved more mount. Listen, again, he's got to make all these things come to
No, no,
fruition.
talking about like is it A, B, C, D, or F?
Again, he's moving at such a record pace that the media can't even keep up with him. Come on. That brain's clicking on the brain he has. I mean, he's just one thing after the other after the other.
All right,
That's even
Cindy, you
so
got to
hard
give
to
a
keep
grade.
up with him.
You got to give a
Just give
grade.
me something, Cindy, so we can push on. We're gonna move forward. Just give me something,
Oh,
Cindy. If you
I
just
don't
throw
It,
it
even
out.
know.
it's by
But
design,
anyway,
Cindy.
It's
It's
all
called
right.
a
It's okay.
blitz. It's a
yeah,
It's
blitz.
all
Cindy,
It's
good.
a
you
it's a
have to
blitz by
understand
design,
that
Cindy.
One
all of
sec.
these
One sec.
All right.
orders
All these orders were pre-planned. It's not like
I'm
he's
sure
sort
he
of
was,
putting them
Tara. I'm
for
sure
two
he had
months.
4 years. No,
Yeah,
he's
for
had
four
four
years they were
years.
planning it.
4 years. Okay? But
Right.
either way, he's spitting them out like
Well, he's
spitballs
spitting
out
them
of a
out, but you
goddamn
understand
straw.
it's not like he's basically every day. He probably has like 50 orders that he could do every day that have already been written by the people from Project 25 in general, 2025.
Stop with the Project 25. I want
But
to
it's
go play
Wait,
with
true.
wait,
him.
wait,
It's
wait, wait,
true.
wait. Hold one second,
No, Cindy,
Tara.
it's
Go ahead.
really true. So you have all these
Whatever,
orders.
guys.
He puts them out. He makes a big stink. There's a lot of stuff that he's saying that is completely illegal, but he figures in the whole, because he's putting out so much, nobody's going to catch up with him. Now, what's happening now is people are starting to catch up a little bit. The courts are, at any rate. They're the only bulwark against some of this stuff. And by the way, I think putting Doge operatives in offices is probably legal. I think allowing them to look at stuff is legal. I don't think you're going to, be able to push back against that. I think stopping funding is illegal. I think stopping U.S. aid is illegal because Congress basically apportioned that. I think trying to get rid of that agency is illegal because there's an act that says you can't get rid of it without a
Mhm.
congressional approval. And I think the courts will hold that up
I
because
think you should
otherwise,
come out of
False. The
retirement.
courts just
what,
rejected.
what,
The
what?
courts
The
literally
Okay,
rejected it 2 minutes
the
ago.
court
no, one
rejected
second.
what? The only rejection I've
The
seen is
attempt
that
by
the Labor Department,
Democrats
Let my
and
man
Dodge
speak.
engineers
Okay,
have been from
okay.
excessive sink. The
One mic,
Department of Labor has
one
been
mic. I
rejected
just
by
said one mic.
judge.
the
Okay,
only
drop
thing
him.
that has been
One second. I
Hold
said
on one
one mic,
second.
guys. Listen to me. If you're a co-host and I say one mic and someone's speaking, I don't care if it's another co-host. Drop them to the audience, please. All right, we have this show. I would not let this show is on Spotify everywhere else. Once again, don't ever disrespect the show like that again, respectfully. So with that being said, we're gonna move on, guys. We're gonna move on. And I'm gonna open it up for others, okay? Because yeah, don't disrespect the show like that.
Yeah,
When
but
I'm saying
Justin,
I was
we're
refuting her point. The
hold
yeah,
judge
on.
no,
literally just
but if
said
I said
no.
one mic, to get
Oh, I'm
order of the
sorry. I'm
show,
dry.
Okay, let me know when the one mic rule is on.
no, Cindy, go ahead. I want to minimize this because once again we're recording.
Okay, so when we just talked about a big thing that Trump has done for the ultra rich, how come no one's saying anything?
No,
Where you,
Cindy, that
where,
was Cindy. It's great. What he did
no,
was
no, how
great.
come the Dems aren't pushing back on that? Where's Angry Bird?
No, it's great, Cindy.
First of
All the way
all,
around.
he actually did ask them to end the tax cuts for the billionaire sports teams. I knew I wasn't crazy. Also, hedge funders. And so I posted a link in the chat. So my question is, why is he going after them?
Why not? You all say he's for the
And
ultra rich,
and
right?
I think it could be the demographics
Well,
of
no,
the
no, no,
people
no.
that play
One
for
second.
them.
Why
One
don't you
second.
just hold your hand up and say, you know what? That's a good move.
Yeah,
I
Cindy,
got to give it to
Rochelle,
him on
Because
that
it's
one,
not.
Michelle. Michelle, you
Rochelle.
can never give him
One second,
anything.
Cindy. 1 second,
Yeah,
Rochelle.
Jonathan.
Yeah, here's the deal. It's something that's decent and something that's good. And you're saying why is it happening? It doesn't really matter why it's happening. If it's something that the Dems have been wanting for quite some time, and he's doing it. Is it problematic that he's doing it?
It's problematic that he's not doing it for all of the billionaires. Why just specifically the sports teams? Why?
No, it's not doing it for sports team.
No,
It's
it's
Sports
the
teams,
VC
hedge
guys. It's
funds.
no,
the
no, no. That's something totally different. There's something totally. I read it before, Rochelle. It's not about billionaires. Okay, that's
It
not what it
says he
is.
asked them to end the tax perks for the billionaire sports owners, hedge funds.
You
He
see,
wants to
Michelle, you hear
use it
what you want
to
you
cover the middle.
hear
No, I'm not hearing it.
you
No, no,
hear what
no.
you want to hear in
I got
This
turn.
is specific, Cindy.
1 second, guys. All
Uh,
right. Okay, guys, we're
All the
gonna move on.
billionaires pay.
We're gonna move on from that. Okay, because once again, we got about a half an hour, and and you got a lot of people here that may have not spoken. So I want to make sure that anyone that's here that to participate have an opportunity to participate. So no, once again, that tax what Trump is doing is a great thing. All right. I'm not going to sit here and say everything that the man does is bad when it's good. And if the Democrats have been asking for this and wanting this, and if Biden promised to do it and he didn't deliver on it, I'm going to give the man his kudos and his credit for doing that. Okay,
flowers.
that's just me. It's no why is he doing it, whatever. Is he did it because if we can't look at something good that you wanted him to do and just say, well, why is he doing that? Then what incentive is it for him to do anything you guys want him to do? If
So
you're not
you're
going to
okay with it
acknowledge him,
not being all encompassing, that he's going after a specific group of billionaires.
I'm
It's
You're
not.
not
okay.
you're not
See,
okay with him
you're
not
not. You're
going
not
One mic,
after
guys.
understanding,
all
One
of
mic, guys.
them.
One mic, please.
Jonathan.
Well,
She's not understanding. She's not understanding.
I'm okay with him.
You're right, I
I'm
don't.
okay with there being a start.
And that's
Okay.
okay. You can say you don't understand.
Okay. So anyway, guys. So
I
with that being
understand more than
said,
you know.
guys, we got a couple other people on the stage. Okay. I want to get to someone. Anyone on the stage wants to give Trump a grade because I'm sitting here listening to you guys. Is there anyone else here that feels that Trump has done a great job? Anyone feels that he's done a horrible job? Yo, Mariana, are you here? Mariana going twice. All right. So here's the deal, folks. We can't look at policies that you agree with and look at it, with suspicion. If someone starts to do something great, that's fine. We're not going to complain about it. I think it's a hell of a lot. Let's put it this way: Biden promised to do it. He didn't do it. It's a hell of a lot more than what Biden did in that area, in that arena. So, you know, I can't sit here and knock what he did. There's a lot of things I can knock on what he did. Okay, this isn't one of them. And I think most Democrats are going to agree with it. They're going to take it. All right. So, that's how I see it. My grade for Trump right now, I'm going to say a C.
Oh, I was gonna say you can't give him anything lower than a C, brother.
Oh, I'm going to give him a C. All right.
I well,
And,
that's being objective. Better
okay.
than
And I'm going to tell you why. He's breaking a lot of stuff, and I'll tell you how I see it. I see it as he's these executive orders. I think there's going to be some consequences. I sat back and I thought about this today, and I said, um, what what's going on here is either this stuff is going to be so out of the box and it works, okay, or it's going to be out of the box and it's going to harm us. But I don't know. I don't know. He's going to break a lot of things. Our country's resilient. He has 4 years. All right. And I don't think he can break enough in 4 years where we can't bounce back. So, some of the stuff that he's doing just may work. It may just be different enough. It may force us, to look at things differently. Getting rid of the employees, not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of any of this stuff. But once again, this is
I
what
am.
the this is. I'm not. I'm be honest with you. I'm not a big fan. But once again, I know that I am not objective, and I know that I don't want to be blindsided, okay, and miss out. Just how should I say this? Just because of my lack of objectivity, uh, not see a possible bigger picture. Uh, Anytime you can cut the workforce, okay, and still I guess, retain efficiency, especially when we have technology in place, that possibly can replace a lot of that. It may be a pain point right now for the next 5 years or 10 years or whatever, but if they're putting in place technology that can actually make it a lot more efficient. And instead of government closing down at 8 o'clock Eastern time, because of California and everything else, or 5 o'clock Eastern time, whatever, it can run efficiently and we can get things done through computer systems all night long. So I mean that there's a lot that's going on that I think, I don't know where it's going to go. I don't like Elon going into the systems. I don't think nothing good can come out of that, in my opinion. I think it's going to turn out to be a shit show. But if he's sincere in what he's trying to do, it can change everything. So that's where I'm at, man. I'm going to give him a C because I don't know where we're heading with this. Okay, I don't know where we're heading with this. But and I will say this. All right,
Ray just said that's progress for you.
what's that?
Ray just said a C's progress for
You
you.
being objective.
What are you talking about? I'm always objective. But I will say this, guys. I will say this.
Ray's rolling his eyes.
Yeah, I gotta. I will say this, and this is gonna floor a lot of people, and I mean this. This is just me speaking. I'm glad Trump got elected. and not just for the facetious reasons that I mean, I'm glad he got elected for those reasons I stated, but I think the country needed a change, and it can be a bad change, a good change, but we needed a change. Okay, we need a wake up call, and whether that wake up call is going to come from the efficiency from what Trump's doing, or from the just the what the WTF moment for what the hell he's doing. History's going to be the judge of that. But we needed a change. Okay, America needed a reset button. Okay, and Trump is going to be that reset button, one way or the other. That's how I see it, guys. So I'm gonna give him a C. I'm gonna
Wow,
ride with that
Ray's like,
C.
wow, wow, wow.
Wow, what?
We needed a president that was awake. I mean, let's start there.
Go ahead.
No, no, wait. That's
What? Oh, yeah, okay.
that's no, that's
President
great.
so far.
I think Trump will be the greatest, most transformational president in our lifetime.
I know he would be the most consequential.
That part.
I know
You
he'll be
start
the most consequential.
consequential, transformational. Start with that. See where it goes. It's 3 weeks. Lots has happened. Lot of things are happening, and give him some time. This is what the people wanted and voted for. Let's give him a chance.
Well said.
From a
Jonathan, I got a grade for him when
geopolitical
you're ready.
standpoint, he got a D.
Yeah,
Oh
I
boy,
would
of course,
expect that from
51
you.
would say that.
Ray.
He got a D because what he has done from a geopolitical standpoint, he is creating more division around the world and he is isolating all his
Perfect.
close allies. And I'll
Perfect.
land right there
Wrong.
because, I don't want to speak much until after the podcast is over.
Who is he alienating? What close allies are stepping away from Trump?
Canada,
Speak on
Mexico,
it.
the
Where's Canada going?
EU,
We're
everybody.
right. We
Are
got to stop.
stepping away.
Sarah,
I'm
stop. Where's
telling, are
Canada
stepping
going?
away
You're
because they
talking
do not.
about Justin Trudeau. You're talking about what?
No, I'm
Like
talking about all of Canada, Barbara, because if you realize all of the Canadian governors got together in a way they typically don't to argue against what was essentially a ridiculous tariff based upon the fact that Canada had not done enough for what, illegal drugs and illegal migrants. I mean, that's ridiculous. Canada has barely any, and they were doing
Canada
a
lives
lot.
off of our military.
You know what?
They
This is,
live off of our
you know
military.
what?
They're
But this,
allowing illegals to
they are
threaten the
barely allowing
American.
anyone, and they had announced a $1.3 billion program to deal with this. This was a nonsensical tax, a nonsensical threat
Okay,
for
but
no particular
but
reason, and he caved. He more or
Sarah,
less caved.
it had to
So
be
why do you
fast
Wait,
attack?
forwarded.
Why do
who
you attack your
caved?
allies, Barbara?
Mike,
Why would
Who?
you
one
attack
mic.
your
All right, hold on one
allies?
second, ladies. 1 second. Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead,
I just
Barbara.
want to finish. Why would you attack your allies first? This to me makes no sense.
That's not
People,
an attack. It's a business strategy that has been done for years and years and years. This isn't like all of a sudden indigenous to what Trump has done. Biden did it as well, and it has been successful. And it has to recalibrate the structure in in the dynamics with our allies. We can't be just hemorrhaging
Perfect.
money to people because they're to these countries because they're on our at our border. They
we are
need to be
not.
stepping up. They need to be stepping up, and this is a strategic play. Justin Trudeau is a criminal. He's done nothing for his Jewish population. So I'm surprised that you're actually defending what is going on right now when we need to recalibrate. We need to keep recalibrate, and Canada needs to pull their weight. And we just can't be supplying all this military for them while they're letting their country be infiltrated with terrorists that are then seeping through our borders. One terrorist is one too many.
How much money do you think
And
we are giving to Canada from a military standpoint? I'm just wondering how much you think we're spending. It's
Canada
almost,
doesn't have a military.
but we are
They
not doing
don't have
much.
a
We don't do
military.
anything for them. Barbara, you don't seem to know the facts here. Biden did not put tariffs on Canada in his 4 years. Trump changed the NAFTA deal and he said, I have the best deal in the world. I made a new deal. I got rid of NAFTA and this is really good. And he gets into it and says, oh, not so good anymore. So apparently he didn't negotiate well the
How
first
many
time.
days until Justin Trudeau backed off and gave us what we wanted?
No,
How many
you didn't
days?
get anything. That's what I'm trying to say. They had already agreed to a $1.3 billion program. The only two things you got out of this,
No.
and one unanticipated consequence, you got a fentanyl czar, big whoop, and you got 200 million to be spent on something in the future,
But that's
and
a big one, Tara.
you have Canada
It's so
disliking
wrong.
America more than I've ever seen.
And
And that's
that part is unfortunate.
for $200 million. That's what you
America, it's
got.
called America First.
No,
Yeah,
it's
what's
not.
Barbara,
It's
what's
never
how
argue with an idiot. They'll just
no.
Yeah,
drag you
one mic,
down
one
to
yo,
their level and beat you with
Andrew,
experience.
Andrew.
Andrew. Yeah,
Called
one second, one
America
second.
First, guys.
Yeah,
how
Period.
do
one.
we benefit?
America first would say, let's hold our allies close. Let's think about these things. If you get nothing out of negotiating and trying to beat your allies to the ground, then
Then
all
let
you've
our
done is
allies
make,
be allies. Let our allies be
they are
allies
being
and stand
allies. What do you
shoulder
think
to shoulder.
Canada should have done?
That is
Trudeau
not
has already
correct.
resigned.
No,
So
no.
that's not even an issue. Trudeau is
Be-
gone. You're
wait,
basing this
wait,
upon a
wait, wait.
hatred of Trudeau.
No, 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 no. Let's go back to that. Why did Trudeau resign?
Because most Canadians don't like him, and I'm one of them.
No, 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 no,
He's done
no.
nothing for
Why
us.
did Trudeau resign within weeks, days, hours, minutes of Trump being appointed?
It's not true.
What's not true? Him resigning minutes after.
He resigned because of other issues, had nothing to do with Trump becoming
Right, because he
president
drove
or
your
Trump was going
economy
to
It
become
was
down.
part of
president.
It
that.
drove
It
your
has
economy
nothing
down.
to do
It was
with
part of
One
that.
that.
second,
And
one
how do
mic,
you,
guys, one mic.
Sean?
Now, yo, Akuchi and Yvonne, why are you guys getting in this white on white violence? Let it go down. Let it
Because
go
they're
down.
talking for us and
No,
they
no,
don't know what's going on in our
no.
country.
Let
You
it go
white
down.
ones
You know
over
what?
there
Yes,
don't know
please
I
what's
don't
do,
going on
agree
in our
with
Yvonne.
Auntie
country.
Yvonne, unfortunately. I don't agree. I think
I,
Canadians had enough of
I,
Trudeau and we just wanted a change. And a lot of Canadians support what Trump is doing right now. And that is why I personally believe that Polyev will come back. Or not
Let's
come back,
talk
but will
about it.
come as the conservative leader for Canada because we're just tired of the liberal rhetoric and bullshit.
You
That's
sound
why Trudeau is
Canadian.
out.
You
I
are you?
am.
she is
I
Okay.
am.
Canadian. She is
Okay.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Coochie.
Both
I
her and
like
That
Yvonne.
Tammy.
part.
I'm following Tammy. I don't know how to follow you. Oh no, I do. I figured it out. Okay, Tammy's my.
Barbara, you over here on Chatter? I'm so, oh, there you are. I am
Uh,
so
uh,
freaking happy to see you.
okay.
Welcome
Let's go,
back.
Babs.
Wait,
Hell
Bing,
yeah.
Bing,
Yeah,
and
yeah. What's up,
Cindy,
Tim?
and Daphne, and Storm. I just want to say hello. Oh,
Where the
Lauren.
hell have you
Hey,
been, Babs?
Babs.
Babs, where have you
Bad.
been?
Babs had to take a little time out. The world was coming at her fast and furious. I have two kids in college, and I needed to take a step away from all the vitriol. It was not so, but I feel great now. I think I don't agree with, like, I appreciate that you gave Bing, because I heard what you said. I appreciate that you gave him a C rating because you usually give him a double F. And I appreciate that you also said you're grateful that he is a president as opposed to Harris. So I think we're making some headway. But I like what I'm curious about is how you feel about Doge on, like, exposing all this government waste. I mean, $20 million to fund Sesame Street in I don't know, where was it, Iraq? How do you
Yeah.
feel about that?
And
All that?
Well, anyway, guys. Well, let me
Iran,
just,
Iraq.
Babs. Here it is. I don't know if that's true. Okay. Yeah. Let me just say this right. They've been in there for less than, but for about 3 weeks. Okay, a little less than 3 weeks. And I'll say this right here. You don't just go out and say people are spending money, wasting money, because you got to do an investigation. And you can't do an investigation. Right now, a lot of things are being said, but none. We're not seeing anything tied to it.
Okay,
So
okay, let me ask you this. Hypothetically, if we do find out this to be legitimate, how are you going to feel about standing in solidarity with the Democratic Party?
let me just say this right here. If that program's been in effect, that program's been in effect for quite some time. to Republican administrations as well as Democratic administrations. Because if it's in Iraq, we went in Iraq under Republican administrations. So under the Bush administration. So
No, no, you're deflecting.
no,
Come
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
deflecting. No,
that's
I'm
on.
not
not.
relevant. I
We
gotta agree.
only
No,
had Trump was president for 4 years. We have the Democrats in office for the last decade and
15
change. I don't even know, 14
yeah,
years.
yeah,
Well,
but
it would
Iraq,
be
we went
12
into
out.
Iraq.
Hold on, John.
So
It
hold
was
on, Cindy,
12 out
Cindy,
of
hold on,
six.
wait, Cindy,
No,
1 second.
no,
Because
you
she asked
wait.
me a question. Hold on, she
12
asked
out
me a
of
question.
16 years
No,
is
no,
the
no.
number.
12 out of 16 years. But Sid, what I'm saying is our Iraq involvement started under the Bush administration and the coalition of the willing. Okay,
Wait a
so
second. Sesame Street in Iraq started in the Bush administration.
I did not say that. I said
Or what
our
did you say?
involvement. I said our involvement in Iraq started under the Bush administration.
No, we're
So
talking about $20 million for Sesame Street. Can you
okay,
start?
exactly. So we don't know when that started. So once again, there's no deets behind it,
I'm
no
gonna
details
give
at all.
Barbara, that started in 2021, apparently.
Okay, 2021.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that was a under Biden, but you're absolutely right. Congress, look, I have no objection to Elon Musk. All of this information, by the way, was public beforehand. It was all on the USAID website. The fact that he's acting as if he's, oh, look what I found is nonsense. People could have found this. They chose not to. I have no objection to Elon Musk highlighting certain programs, probably many of whom, which may or may not have been a good idea. I'm sure there are plenty of pork things in Congress that are a terrible idea that have been going through repeatedly through all administrations. We all know this, right? What I object to, and I firmly object to, is him calling things criminal and things like that when they're not crimes, okay? They might be bad uses of money, fine. But asking for people to investigate, asking for people to be charged, things like that, that is sort of outrageous to me because these are congressionally funded programs. You want to go after all Congress, fine. But don't try and act as if UAAID was doing this on their own volition because they weren't. They were being given prescriptions and how to use these things. So it seems to me that if to be fair about this stuff, instead of calling everyone a criminal, we should be calling on Congress to say, look, justify all these programs. Fair
Wait, I
enough.
have a question then. Okay, because you're a lawyer and you know, I'm really curious. As far as an American citizen, I'm under the impression that my federal tax dollars are supposed to be going to the betterment of our constituents, our people, are taking care of the most vulnerable and making America more self-sufficient. I didn't know that our federal tax dollars were going to fund these different things. And then I want to understand, well, is it criminal if we find out there are kickbacks to congressmen? Is it
If
criminal
there were
then?
Yes,
kickbacks to
yes.
congressmen,
That's
that
something
would
totally
be a
different.
crime.
That's something
Yeah,
totally different.
but
Can we
that's
stop
something
it?
totally different. I guess what I'm saying, first of all, your assumption is wrong. There is nothing saying that all dollars have to go domestically, right? There's nothing in the law or in the
Well, I
Constitution or
didn't
anywhere.
say that, but they're
But you
supposed
said
to benefit
number two.
Americans.
But number two, one could argue, and many people have, that many of these programs go to help Americans, to help people abroad so that it would be friendly towards America, which is in Americans' best interest. China builds roads all over Africa. We fund health programs. These are things that people have concluded over the years wind up making America more allies and more safe. So people differ on whether certain things, what the purpose is and whether they are effective, etc. But I think foreign aid is based on that too. Are we more secure if we help people, our allies, or if we just close up and say we don't want to help anybody? This is a discussion that, we don't usually have, but you can have that discussion. But to actually sort of argue that, oh, we shouldn't be doing all these things without understanding the historical perspective and why we did these things seems to me to be a problem.
But Tira, and then I'm gonna pass the mic because obviously I came in and just like came guns a blazing. But I find it, I don't know, I just find it insulting that you're like, you could have gone on USA Aid and looked it all up and this, that, and the other thing. Like we're all doing our own thing, living our independent life, trusting our government, voting in government officials. Like I didn't know we could do this. I mean, it's just not the full disclosure is not there. So I think it's just kind of condescending to be like, you could have looked it up. It's your fault, as opposed to why is the government taking such liberties to spend money on? And you guys, can we all agree in this room that some of the money that USA aid has been spending is obnoxious,
Crock of
reckless?
shit.
I mean, and it's really like what we're looking at Politico Pro and these subscriptions for millions of dollars are really suspect. And we should all, as Americans, be in alignment. I find like your debates so like confusing of like, why are we not more aligned? Like, let's purge this. Uh, let's make our
That's a simple answer,
Because
Barbara, because
Barbara,
the
I don't want to
Democrats
purge.
don't want to own, like their Senator Robert Mendez, right? Sentenced to 11 years in prison for what? Bribery,
my
right? That's
Jersey boy
foreign
going
agent,
straight to
obstruction
jail.
offenses. Where did he get the gold bars? Where did he get the money? Who gave him that? Where did he get that?
Barbara, you would say that we should be giving
No,
all the money we
Tara,
can to
let
Israel.
me
Am I
answer that
right,
question.
Barbara? Would you agree we
Don't
should be giving
don't
everything we
deflect.
can to Israel, Barbara?
I believe that I wouldn't say we need to give all of our money to Israel.
But what I'm trying to say is that you support that. Now, why do you support that? They're an ally. They need help.
Because
Other
we are
people aren't.
committed as Western society and a Western civilization to fight terrorism and to stand up for democracy, human rights, civil liberties. And we are very aligned with Israel on that. So I think when you pose that question, I don't think that, you know, I mean, I don't think anything is wrong with standing up to terrorism. They are fighting, literally, Israel is fighting terrorists.
But
And
why
it's
wouldn't you say we should be helping NATO then, which stands up to Russia and its aggression, for example, in Ukraine? I mean, why do you make those? You see, you're making these judgments that I think I understand that you're making them, but it seems to me that you could just as easily say, well, we should be helping our NATO allies because Russia is a threat. We should be helping Japan because China is, understand that that's foreign aid. It's a relatively small aspect of the government. It's what, 1%? 2%, I don't know, but it's very small as these things go. And it seems to me, just as you're saying with Israel, it's a helpful thing. We should support an ally who is being beset by terrorists. We
It's
could say
not
that about.
deceptive though, and I think Tira, you're taking me off our like the point. You're taking me into another stratosphere to be distracting, and it's not. At the end of the day, we have corruption at such a level like we've never seen before at USA Aid, and that's what I'm staying focused on. Like, why are we not aligned? That the fact that this is our money, and we have a vulnerable population right now. So many vulnerable. I'm not just talking about North Carolina. I'm not just talking about California.
All
I'm
right, this is
talking,
one mic. One mic. Someone has an open mic. Someone has an open mic. We're getting feedback. Please
but
close your mic.
we have so many problems here in the United States that we need to really come together and say, let's fortify our great nation, our great, powerful nation. And there's funding that is outrageous. And you're taking me over to Russia. I'm like, wait a second. And I can defend many things, but at the end of the day, why are we not all like saying, you know what Doge is doing is to the betterment of our nation, and oh, he's a private citizen. Well, guess what? So is George Soros. So is Sheryl Sandberg. So are all of these other billionaires that had their, hand in the Democratic Party. So anyway, I just find taking me
Okay,
all over
Babs.
to
Babs.
get
Let me.
all over the
Let me.
place.
Can I
Babs. Let
just
me.
can I just say one thing? So
Yeah.
look, you made one statement that I disagree. You said all this corruption. See, that's part of the problem. People make bad judgments. People do, Congress has made some bad decisions about lots of projects. I have no doubt if we were to look at all of them, we would find a lot of stuff where like, what the heck are
Tara,
we
you're
doing?
being very naive right now. It's
No, no, no,
amazing.
no, but you're
Come
saying it's
on.
all corruption.
And most
There
of it
are
is.
programs that are
Most of it
bad, that
is.
are
Come
well-meaning. There probably are things that are corrupt. You can't just listen to an Elon Musk who basically, and honestly, I do not think, I would never put him in the same category as George Soros. George Soros was giving money to people to do things. Elon Musk is literally inside the government trying to change codes. That is a whole different level of access.
And
And whether,
George Soros also took money from USA Aid. I just think,
no, but that's irrelevant. What I'm saying is when you,
Million.
when you equate the two, you're misunderstanding what the difference is. Elon Musk
Okay.
is bringing in six
Yes.
kids. By the way, are you happy with the one kid who is a
I
racist and
love big
whatever?
balls. I love big balls. And
Really,
Big
even
balls are
though he
I
leaked
crazy.
confidential information
okay.
to people? I
I
mean,
right,
these
but
are
wait,
people who
wait.
we should be concerned with because there's no evidence that
Can
they have our best interests
okay,
at heart either.
let me agree with you on this. You are right. I shouldn't have blanket statements say that everything is corrupt. I was just watching a whistleblower at USA Aid, and he said a large percentage of the, not a large, a 10% large, I don't know where. Clearly, I'm exhausted. 10% of funds actually go to Africa to help children that are being born to parents with HIV not be born with HIV. And he was very impassioned about that. That money continued to flow to Africa through USA Aid. And I appreciated that information. I appreciate what you're saying is I can't do blanket statements because it's all corrupt. But he also validated that there is just too much money taken off the top for administration. And I just wish there was more of an alignment at this point. Like, we have 4 years with this administration, and sitting here splitting hairs and going down, like, it's just so unproductive when we have an opportunity with the leadership that we have right now that is really, there's so many Democrats in this party now. Like, why are we still sitting here debating nuances? I mean, fine, my blanket statement is incorrect, but come on, we've got corruption at a level never seen. Biden was a dumpster fire. His son Hunter Biden is a pervert. I mean, there's so many things we can just be like, all right, let's make these next 4 years amazing and just try to get more aligned. That's all.
Hey,
Let me
one
jump
second.
in for 1 second,
No, no,
Jonathan.
no, no, no,
Yeah, I
no, no,
wanted
no, 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 no. Babs, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I love you. I'm glad to see you back, man. Glad to have you back here. Um, so your grade, you never gave us your grade for Trump for first 18 days.
I wait. I gotta hear what you said. Something
Your
about
grade, your grade for Trump. What would you give him for the first 18 days?
A plus. I love him. I love him.
Okay. All right. So
All right,
anyway,
Jonathan. So hold on, John. Ray just gave him an A plus too. So now you
Ray,
get two
Ray,
A plus.
get Ray, Ray. I want to know why'd you give him an A plus.
Going back to the other
I was
part of
about
the
to do a
street.
hard. I was about to do a hard shutdown, but Ray, I gotta hear from Ray. I need to know why. Why did Ray give him an A
I'm
plus?
walking. I'm walking.
Hey guys, and while Cindy's walking, guys, look up top, guys. We have the
Ray.
podcast link up top. Can you guys click the link, subscribe to the podcast, guys? We are live. This podcast will be up in a matter of an hour or so, not even an hour, about a half an hour or so, on all of the platforms. You're talking about iPod, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere you get your podcast, you will be able to get this. So, folks, please click up top. Ray, you're back. Ray, what are you? Why are you giving this man an A plus? Ray,
Yeah, can you hold the phone? My arm.
Why? Because it's
I
if
want you
it's
to be objective, Ray. As you
I'll
always say to
try.
me,
I'll
be objective.
I'll drop it to an A, okay, buddy, if that makes you feel better. Seriously, no, I feel like there's hope now for me. I literally I was so concerned about this election and the direction of the country, and I'm elated that there's someone in there doing things that I think make a lot of common sense, and I just feel like there's some hope now. I feel like um, there's like a weight's been lifted. Truthfully, I'm not, call me naive, and maybe that'll all end tomorrow, but actually feel like things are happening that are positive for America and beneficial to me and
How
my,
about two
my kids.
genders? We have two genders again. Are we
Imagine that from
happy?
73. Yeah. So that's, I guess, step in
not
the right
bother you,
direction.
Ray, that there's a lot of things that are being done that are against the law. For
Like,
example, a federal funding freeze. Congress, by constitutional, Congress basically tells the how to spend money. Once they do that, the president cannot then say, "I'm not going to spend the money." Does that not? And all the courts are now saying that that's true. Does that not bother you that he's just saying things that are birthright citizenship? Now that can be disputed, but most people believe that he's wrong about that. He hasn't, that hasn't gone into effect, so I'm not going to really go there. Does it bother you that he's stopping, even when he was told by the courts to give money to give money? Does it bother you, for example, that he's putting everyone on leave when there's a law that says you cannot put federal employees on leave for more than 10 days? Does it not bother you that he doesn't care about the laws? Because I thought the president's responsibility was
How
to
many things you
faithfully
want to
Well,
throw at
execute,
him?
yeah, no,
was
okay.
to
No,
faithfully
you
let
just
me just
threw.
No, that's
finish.
fine. No,
Let me
I hear what
finish.
you're
I
saying.
thought it was
There's
to
lots and lots of
faithfully
stuff. It'll
I
play
thought
out
it
in the
was to,
courts.
can I just finish one more second? I thought it was one of his responsibilities was to faithfully execute the laws. He's running roughshod over the laws. Like I said, you can agree with what he's saying. You can agree, and I do agree that we should be looking at all these expenditures because there's a lot of waste in government. Look, I didn't vote for Eric Adams. I didn't think he would look at the government very well. There was a woman there I thought would go line by line. That's what I want. But does it not bother you that he doesn't care about the law?
Okay, that's your opinion that he doesn't care about the law, right? Because what? It's going to play in the courts. He's been blocked on some stuff, so it'll play out like that. Let it happen.
But you want your
If he
But
if,
president.
Tira, are
if he
you bothered?
oversteps,
The
How,
judge just ruled with the
And
Doge.
Scott, one second, Scott, one moment.
no, just saying if he oversteps, then he'll get squashed. That will happen. So that's
Okay.
unfortunately you don't like that. That's the way he does things, and that's how I think that's you're shaking it up, man. That's what he's doing, and it's and
And shaking it up is what he's
wait,
doing. I agree
I
with
have
you
a
guys. Hey,
question.
1 second. No, 1 second, guys. 1 second. One
Yeah.
moment. Give me a moment. Guys, first of all, I want to say thank you. Got a couple people I need to go to really quickly. Scott Burton, you've been trying to jump in. You're a regular man. You contribute a lot. So I want to give you your 90 seconds or so. Go ahead. What do you have for us, Scott?
Perfect score for Trump. He's done
Okay.
so much that in 20 days that Biden, Clinton, Obama combined haven't done. From workforce reduction, eliminating DEI, reinstating Schedule F, border security enhancements, return to office mandates, pardon J6, ending federal censorship, withdrawal from international agreements, withdrawing from WHO, energy production boosts, Alaskan energy development, military transgender policy, ending birth citizenship, tariffs, TikTok, trade, it goes on. The guy is nonstop. He's up at 5 in the morning. He's changing the world every day. And most importantly, he is finding all the corruption through Doge that has been going on in this country. The things that are being funded that we as Americans are paying for and have been hidden to. Terry's, oh, wait, you could go on USA. The digging you have to do to get to find out that we gave 1.3 million for adapting an LGBT inclusive teen pregnancy prevention program for transgender boys. I mean, it goes on and on. I'm not going to list them. I encourage you to look at them all, and it'll make you pissed off that the Democrats are even having a problem with looking and opening up the books. We're going to the Department of Education next. Wait till we see what the Pentagon and Department of Defense is spending or
All
Medicaid.
right, Scott, I
That's
appreciate
it.
that. Daphne,
Thank you.
Christine, you got 90 seconds. Let's go.
I don't need to respond
All right,
Jeff,
guys.
But what I find fascinating is we just said that we are all committed to, you know, getting our government more streamlined. And then we talk about, are we upset that Trump is supposedly usurping law? Like when he really isn't. I mean, I don't know that. I shouldn't say that because I'm not a lawyer and you are. So you must know something that I don't understand. But at the same time, our point is we want to get our government to be more efficient so we can come through for the people of the United States of America. We can take care of the most vulnerable. We can rebuild, can improve our public safety. There's so much we can do. Yet at the same time, we're like, well, he's not doing it the right way. We have to get things done. How about I ask you this, Tira? Are you pissed that most of the federal employees don't want to go back to work and they want to stay at home so they can multitask, and that we're paying for empty government buildings?
Number one, I don't even think that's true. They were asked to go back. They were not given an opportunity even to go back. As we know from real life, where you and I live, many people are still on hybrid things because they found out that they could work more effectively from home. They go into the office 2, 3 days a week and they stay home 2 days, and that's been working very well. So I'm
That's
not
not true.
that's bullshit. No, they
Statistically, that's
haven't.
not.
My own
Tara,
children do
Tara.
that and they work very well. I'm just telling you,
Nice
it's not
try.
that
That's
it
it.
depends
Everybody
on
go
what.
Is
back
there
to
Okay.
the
like a
office.
gong
Go
Oh,
on
back
that
to
please.
one?
you're a
Guys,
government
guys,
employee.
guys,
Go
guys,
back to
guys.
the office. Go back to the office.
Listen,
Guys,
it
you know
de-
what? One second, guys. Obviously, we're not gonna get this thing settled, man,
yeah.
and tonight. And I want to say, first of all, I want to say thank you, Babs, Majeski. Guys, don't go nowhere. We're gonna end the podcast, and we're gonna keep this thing going. But I want to say thank each and every one of you guys for coming out and debating the news with us. I want to say, wow. Man, oh man, we are definitely not going to agree on this one. This is going to be a hell of a 4 years, guys,
Yeah, because
that
now
we
you
have
brought
here, and
smart people in the
that
What are
room.
y'all so
what
afraid
can
of,
you guys
Barbara? Why can y'all
drop that
not
guy?
listen
Drop that
to
guy.
her questions?
Drop that guy, please. Drop that guy, please. All right, guys.
Drop him.
No, I like
So
him. Where? What? Don't take him
no, drop
down.
that guy, please, please. All right, guys.
Somebody loves me.
Drop that guy, please. All right, guys. Once again, please, no speaking right now. All right, guys. Once again, I want to say thank you, guys. I want to say thank you, guys, for coming out and actually debating the news with us. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Guys, don't go nowhere. We're going to just close the podcast down and we're going to keep this thing going. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys for coming out. As always, that's what we do here. Monday through Fridays, guys, 8 p.m. We get it going. So if you guys want to join us live, come over on chattersocial.io. You guys can download the app in the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. I want to say thank you to all of the speakers on stage. But I want to give a special shout out to the co-hosts and the people that actually opened up their mic and participated tonight. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys. We didn't come to a consensus tonight. I didn't expect to come to a consensus. But we did debate the news tonight, folks. So if you guys want to join us, once again, download the Chatter Social app. That's chattersocial.io if you're looking for the website. But you guys can actually download the apps and both the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. I want to say thank you to all of the co-hosts, but I want to send a special shout out to Babs. Haven't seen you in a long time. We got Cindy. I want to say thank you, Cindy, as well. And everyone else that's here. We have Yvonne, Rochelle. We got a whole bunch of people up here. I'm trying to get up here to see who's participated. Okuche, Tirah, Marty, you know. So, and Danielle, of course. So I want to thank each and every one of you, but we want to give you guys in the audience that just sat there and listened a special thank you, because without you guys and the guys, the people that's listening from home, thank you, because without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. Make sure you guys are following all the speakers on all of their socials. And make sure you guys are downloading and subscribing to the podcast. Well, that's all I have for you guys tonight, guys. Like I said, if you guys want to join us live on Chatter Social. We're going to do this every night, folks. Appreciate you guys. And until next time, have a good day.
I'm soaking